Thank you for tuning in to As It Lays. Today's subject is Rosanna Arquette. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we'll just get started with the questions.
Okay.
As a teenager, was there a character of fiction that you felt a strong connection to?
Dorothy.
Are you a member of any museums?
I'm not a member of any museums, but I have a partner who is a member of MoCA. I'd like to be.
Do you Skype?
No, I haven't learned how to Skype yet. And it seems so cool because you can just be in contact with anybody, and I wish I would have had that when my daughter was growing up, to be able to Skype when I was on location working. That would have been great. I'm not really very great at the computer, I have to say.
Have you discovered any great new music recently?
Oh, music is a huge part of my life, so I love Radiohead's new album. Brian Ferry was in town and listening to his new record, that's good. So many bands. Wilco, listening to Wilco, a lot of Wilco and their new record. New music, who are the new bands that are happening that are great? I love, well, they're not really new, but Fleet Foxes. Like them a lot. And, oh gosh, I'm going to be racking my brain later and going, I wish I would have told you about so-and-so. Fistful of Mercy, that's Ben Harper and Danny Harrison and Joseph Arthur's band together, I really like.
When it comes to photography, do you prefer to take pictures with an analog or a digital camera?
I like analog in everything, in music, and it's a different sound. The analog sound as opposed to digital. Records, I love records. You want to hear that scratch, you want to hear that purity, and I think it's the same with film.
If you had to move, what would you miss most about Los Angeles?
It's really funny because I demonized Los Angeles for many years, saying, oh, LA, and LA is this, and I can't stand LA, and they're so LA, and I lived in Paris, I lived in New York, I lived in Northern California, I've lived all over in London, and always hated LA, and now I'm here at this time in my life, and I just think it's the best city, and I'm really happy to be living in Los Angeles. We have everything. We have great weather, we have the beach, the mountains, and the desert within hours, minutes, and the art scene and the music scene and the creativity that has blossomed in this city, and really for me, recognizing it in the last 10 years is something that I don't think you can find anywhere else.
When playing Monopoly, which game piece do you choose to represent yourself?
Gosh, I haven't played Monopoly in so long. I don't remember the game pieces. I don't remember them. But I always used to like to get Park Place. Was it Park Place? The blue, right? Yeah.
Have you ever fixed someone up with a spouse or life partner?
I've introduced people, but I don't know if they've ever stuck. I've introduced people and they've had relationships, but I don't know if they're their life partner.
Did you pass your driver's test on the first try?
No. I'm not good at tests. I get too nervous.
Are you committed to a specific brand of blue jeans?
As my body's grown and changed, J brands work really well for me.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Yes, many times. Lots of ghosts. I can, I'm kind of psychic. You know that movie, The Sixth Sense? I don't see dead people, but well, I guess they're ghosts. Yeah, I mean, but I just see energy, like this spirit, and you can feel and see energy when things don't feel good, or when they feel really light. I've seen ghosts all my life.
Where do you buy your groceries?
Mostly organic, farmers market. I like to stick organic as much as possible. I love Erewhon and Whole Foods.
Are you a fan of the World Cup?
I lived in England for a while, so it was part of the culture there, so I would get into it. But sure, it's very interesting to see. But I'm not a big sports person, I have to say. I don't like to sit and watch sports on television.
Have you ever participated in a political demonstration?
Yes, I have. I was raised that way. My mother and father were both activists against the war, Vietnam War. My mother marched with Martin Luther King for civil rights, and I met Martin Luther King. I was 6 years old, so my mother was. That's how we grew up. Occupy Wall Street is going on in the world, and I went downtown and saw what's going on and talked to a lot of people, and I think it's a revolution that is taking place in this country. I think they're kind of demonizing Wall Street, and that's become like the symbolic thing, but really they need to be going to Congress and marching in Washington D.C. But I am excited that there's some kind of movement in this country to change things, and that's our right as Americans, to have our voice and be able to be heard. And it's exciting that people are actually doing something, because I think people have been really lethargic for the last few years, last 20 years. It felt like the 60s to me, which was a beautiful, empowering, important time when things actually shifted and changed. So hopefully it will happen again.
What are your thoughts on revenge?
Oh man, that's a really great question. I think karmically, it's not a good thing to go into that energy and want to have revenge. There's a street kid in me, and I sometimes there's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck them up. How dare they cross me? That's not cool. But never act on it. It's just a feeling. Just feel that way and have the feeling, but the feeling then feels like makes you feel bad and sick and not good too. I think that karma's a bitch. So if somebody does something to you that is really unkind and horrible, they will get theirs. You don't have to do anything. So I think revenge is, for me, not an honorable, good thing, but you can have the feelings of it and not act on it, and that's just human.
What architectural style would characterize your dream house?
So I don't know how to explain the style. Okay, the architectural style. I love, and I wasn't like this before. I was really into old Spanish and deco, but now what I would make me really comfortable and excited to be in would be wood, glass, cement. Less is more. Less is more in a home environment for me at this point. I find myself giving things away. I'm actually in the process of a move right now, so I'm moving to not my space, my partner's space, and putting stuff in storage. And I have a space in Big Sur, but I realize it's like I need to get rid of more things, and I like the idea of cozy, warm, but in a modern setting.
Have you ever ridden an elephant or a camel?
I've ridden both. Yeah, I have. I love elephants.
In what career other than your own could you see yourself thriving?
Musician. I love music, but other than that, maybe, maybe an acting teacher.
Have you ever had success with a fad diet?
No. I don't believe in them. Just eating healthy is the way to live, not diet.
What do you want the world to know about Rosanna Arquette?
Oh God, I don't think the world really gives a shit about what I think or what about me. Like truthfully, maybe my family to know, but I'm embarrassed by that question. I can't answer that. It's embarrassing. The world to know.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you.